The Arcade Creek is a waterway that runs through the communities of Northern California, from North Natomas Canal to the Sacramento River. As an urban waterway, the creek is integral to the surrounding environment as it provides a habitat for a variety of organisms. Over the past decade, the creek has received a considerable amount of attention due to what has become known as the Arcade Creek Project, founded by the International Baccalaureate program at Mira Loma High School. In order to understand the Arcade Creek Project, we must first understand its origin. The International Baccalaureate program requires all science students to participate in an integrated scientific study. In this project, students explore a specific topic or problem to which their scientific knowledge may be applied. Mira Loma's response to this is the Arcade Creek Project. Every year, 300 IB juniors and seniors plan, manage, and work together to continue the project. The ultimate goal each year is to monitor and improve the ecosystem of the Arcade Creek. In order to achieve this goal, the students form a mosaic of 11 studies: biological assay, biological assessment, botanical survey, chemical analysis, habitat assessment, long mapping, outreach, restoration, sediment analysis, technology, and vertebrate census. However, only by working together can the studies holistically address the condition of the Arcade Creek. To understand the way these studies work together to help the creek, we'll examine a few. The project's largest study is restoration, which removes toxins, garbage, and invasive species from the creek.
I felt that restoration was I guess a fun thing to do, and it felt really good cleaning up the creek and taking out invasive species,
In many cases, restoration relies upon data and expertise from other students in order to properly preserve the creek's ecosystem. One such study is chemical analysis.
So what we do is on site, we take a dissolved oxygen test. So we just kind of pour some chemicals together and test it for the amount of oxygen that's in the water. And we also test the temperature. And then when we get back to school, we have a lot more tests that we do. We test for nitrates, chlorine, potassium, I think, yeah, and a few other tests. And basically, it's really important that we keep doing this in the future because the chemical levels of the creek affect like the habitat, right? So, for example, if there's high levels of nitrates, then there's going to be more algae growth, and that's like harmful for other species in the creek and also around the creek.
Chemistry affects all other studies because it analyzes the molecular composition of water, the most fundamental component of the creek. Of these studies, bioassessment examines the organisms that interact most directly with the water, macroinvertebrates. These seemingly insignificant creatures are extremely sensitive to even the most minute environmental changes, so tracking population changes provides a great deal of insight into the state of the creek's water.
I chose bioassessment because, when it was presented in my class as an option, I felt that it was something appealing because it combines an element of, working individually as well as working as a team. Individually, it's up to you to, look at your samples and make sure that you are finding, an accurate amount of macroinvertebrates and the correct amount of macroinvertebrates because your data is very important and vital to, indicating how healthy the creek is.
To this day, the Arcade Creek Project continues in its steadfast efforts in monitoring the creek and remains a prominent presence in the eyes of those who care for the environment and its inhabitants.